I'm Unn Pedersen. I'm an associate professor at the University of Oslo. I am an archaeologist and I am an Iron Age expert.
For the New Nordic Lexicon films, students ask researchers to choose an object, book or place that represents their research. In this film, Chu Yang, a student from Aarhus University, meets Unn Pedersen, researcher from the University of Oslo. Unn chose a magnificent Iron Age brooch found in Dalem in Norway and exhibited at the Historical Museum in Oslo's exhibition on fabulous animals.
We know it belonged to a female or a woman in the elite because she was buried with it, signaling that she had wealth and she had power. If you come closer, you can see it has a lot of details in it. Something you can see with your bare eye. For instance, these animal heads on each side. Some are so tiny details that we hardly can see them, but on the surface here are numerous animals. When it ended up in the grave, it's a part of the dress of a female. She is dressed with all these items of jewelry that you see here, and this is actually part of her cloak, so it's keeping her cloak together. And that's probably also how she has appeared on very important occasions, like in the feasting, the ceremonial feastings, and in important events throughout her life.
So a brooch can be seen as like an unimportant item, or like just a woman's thing. But can you tell us how, like a historical approach to it?
As you suggest, this is, well, it's beauty, or it's something that is only used to elaborate dress, but that is really what has happened in research during the last 20 years. And it's actually been female researchers that has been essential for this, realizing that it's not only swords, like often portrayed as powerful items, but these pieces of jewelry, they are actually a powerful language and powerful items.
When you say powerful item, what do you actually mean?
For instance, one of my colleagues, Siv Kristoffersen, she has discussed these animals. And what she has convincingly argued is that it's not only for us. So it's not for us to see all these animals, but these animals actually goes into the item and makes it a magical item that in the Iron Age people probably believed it became alive and worked back on them.
The brooch is not only an important historical artefact for Unn, it represents the stories that are passed from generation to generation of women, stories that often go unwritten in the history books.
Something that I like to do with my research is to communicate it with a wider audience. And in this case, it's a book that I've written with my colleague that I do research with. And this is a book for children with the title The Magical Jewelry, that has the point of departure, such a brooch that we looked upon in the exhibition. If you look at this part of the story, you can certainly see how the brooch is there. And this is at a point in the story when the girl, Frøydis, she got her brooch for the first time. And you can see her grandmother here, and she has an equal type of brooch. And what she is providing here is this knowledge transfer of all this important knowledge that probably the female line kept, and she is bringing it on to her granddaughter. We actually discovered during the process how this also affects our research. When we have to think of this girl who is getting all this deep knowledge from her grandmother, and how that actually provided us with an even better understanding of how knowledge transfer happens in such a society.